Hey, good morning guys. Chris here with the new 2017 Chevrolet SS. I've had this car for a few days now and I wanted to give you some first impressions on what I think. I've been waiting to get one of these for a little while in the press fleet. We got a automatic back in 2014, I believe, and then in 2015 when the manual transmission car came out with the Brembo brakes and the magnetic ride control and all the cool features, we really wanted to test drive one of these. So let's take this thing for a drive. It is a blast. I really like this car. There are just so many cool features inside. It's luxurious, it's comfortable. It kind of checks all the boxes for ultimate daily driver. So we're just going to start off in tour mode. There are 3 different modes. There's Tour, Sport, and Performance. I'm not exactly sure what all of them do, but Tour is definitely the quiet and comfortable mode. The exhaust is significantly more silent until you get your foot into it. And there aren't as many kind of pops and burbles on the overrun when you let off the throttle in Tour mode. They're almost inaudible. Whereas if I were to put it into Sport, you'd hear that. Typical LS3 pops and sounds from the exhaust there. Oh, it's fantastic. So here's an example of an acceleration in Tour. It's just a lot more muted and just a little bit more quiet. Pretty standard in the shifter realm. I mean, this feels pretty much the same as any other 6-speed manual in Chevy's lineup that's mated to a V8. This is, it's a little bit rubbery, but it's direct, it's positive, you can shift really quickly. It jiggles around a little bit sometimes, but, it does the job, that's for sure. Let's kick it into performance mode here. And, the handling on this car is fantastic. This weighs in at just under 4,000 pounds. Turn-in is super sharp, and the limits are so approachable. For a sports sedan, man, this car is, the Chevy SS is incredibly capable. The performance potential is it's much higher than anything you'd ever need to exploit on the street. And it would probably be very quick on track and hang with some of the bigger boys. The chassis is so well set up. The magnetic ride control works just amazingly well. Even in the performance and track modes, like right now we're in track mode, and ride is just supple. It's very well damped, very well controlled. Magnetic ride has really just changed the game in that respect. It's so nice to be in this car right now. Get on the highway, cruise at about just below 2,000 RPM at 70 miles per hour. I've been getting decent fuel economy, I think around 20 this week. Of course, we've been driving it pretty hard too, but it's never really an accurate assessment of what you get when you live with this car. But fuel economy hasn't been terrible, all things considered. I'm not going to test the brakes here because we've got someone behind us, but brakes have been very impressive. Really very nice feel. Tons of just mechanical bite. We'll do a little bit of a test fast here. I mean, they really stop you from speed. They really bring you down fast. I haven't experienced any issues with fade or anything. These Brembos, they do a really good job. Torque is really good, but you know, the higher you get up into the revs, the harder it pulls. And this is a driver's car. Motor Trend compared the Chevy SS to the modern day BMW E39 M5, and I think that assessment is just spot on. You know, for the money you pay for this thing, it has incredible value. It has a warranty. Almost stalled it there in second. And you can do that. It's just so good in so many situations. It works. Look at this turn in. Balance it right on the ragged edge, right on the limit. Oh, it's just great. .414 horsepower, 414 pound-feet of torque. There's torque everywhere. I mean, fourth gear, 3,000 RPM, it pulls. Fifth gear, 2,000 RPM, it pulls. Sixth gear, and it kind of pulls. All right, here's a good place to test the brakes here. Just wicked. It hurts your brain. It stops so quickly. I mean, in the realm of performance cars these days, it's nothing, you know, especially amazing or special, but the Brembos on this are pretty kick-ass. I feel like I keep saying this a lot, but this car is so well balanced. There's some oversteer when you put your foot into it, but there's no understeer. There's no oversteer when you're treating the car well through a corner. It's very, very direct. It's very placeable. It just handles incredibly well, as you can see back on that entrance ramp. I haven't played around with the infotainment too much. I like that there are buttons and knobs and finger controls for the HVAC system. I appreciate that. It seems like most of the audio and navigation is within the screen, which is fine. You can tune. You have buttons for everything, which is great. I think in a performance car like this, it's just so important to have that haptic feedback, and I'm glad Chevrolet hasn't quite gone to the lengths of the Cadillac Q system on this. So all of this works well. Sound system is actually really good. Usually I'm not a big fan of Bose car audio systems, but this sounds nice. It's got just really deep, rich tones all throughout, really clear. You can kind of get a lot of nice clarity from even a lower volume, which I appreciate. You've got this Alcantara suede on the interior here. Nice big seats. They seem to keep you in relatively well. I'm a little bit of a smaller guy, so I feel maybe like I move around a little bit more than I would, but this would definitely maybe be better suited to a slightly larger driver. I like the steering wheel. It's got a nice grip, nice chunkiness to it. I kind of wish it were Alcantara to match the dash, but that may be an option. I'm not entirely sure about that. Plenty of room in here. You've got great visibility, blind spot indicators in the mirrors, seat memory controls, heated and cooled seats for both driver and passenger. I mean, a lot of features. This has some great tech in it, and also just the reason you're buying this really is it's a driver's car. And I think there's something to be said too. There's an argument that a car like this flies a little bit under the radar too. For most people who don't necessarily know what this is, maybe it looks sporty, maybe it looks muscular and kind of cool, but they're not exactly sure if it's performance potential, because it doesn't necessarily look like anything. It kind of looks like a Malibu in some respects. A rear-wheel drive Malibu with hood vents and dual exhaust and big Brembos, but I think there's a cool factor to it in the sense that it's not overstated, and it's kind of, the styling is a little bit subdued. It's a really great chassis. It's a really great engine. This LS3 puts out great numbers and really delivers in the performance respect. It's smooth, it's refined, but it's also just, it rips when you want it to. This transmission is great. Really, I mean, I don't have anything negative to say about this car. I think I even really like this color. So this is it's a little bit like sunset orange metallic. I'm not actually sure what it is really called. Shoot me a comment in the video if you know. But I'm sure it's on the Monroney, but I don't have one in this car right now. But I think it's a beautiful color. It doesn't look it right now in this light, but it is absolutely gorgeous at sunrise and sunset. It looks amazing in full daylight with blue sky and sun beaming down on it. In the cloudy skies like we have right now, it's a little bit mustardy. It doesn't quite look as great as it does normally, but once you get some sunlight on it, man, it just pops. It looks gorgeous. This is kind of, if I were to get one of these, I would spec it probably just like this. Massive trunk. I mean, you have just a ton of room back here. You can't fold the seats down, but you have a center area that slides out, so you can put, I don't know what you would need to put in there, but you could put things. I guess one complaint I have is the trunk is a little bit weird to close. So you've got this handle, you pull down on it, and then it goes back up again. So you kind of, unless if you really like slam it as hard as you can't close the trunk with just the handle. You have to go up, touch the spoiler as well. I like these wheels. Let's see here. One other thing too is I wish the engine bay had just a little bit more specialness to it. It doesn't quite do it for me in the terms of the styling department. But let's see if I can get this open without making a fool of myself on video. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, this just doesn't look like anything. It'd be nice if they had something. Like with the old GTOs, you know, they had like aluminum in your intake manifold and some red styling and stuff. And this just, I mean, come on, guys. You can do better than that. What is this? This is kind of a performance car. People are going to be taking this to shows, and, you know, they're going to be opening their hoods, and what are they going to see? Plastic. I think these hood vents are kind of cool. 3 are real. I think the rest are fake. But yeah, this thing kicks ass. I would highly consider a Chevy SS as a daily driver someday. I think it just has the perfect blend in performance, styling, comfort, V8, rear-wheel drive, limited slip differential in the rear. Kind of can't go wrong. Alright guys, well hey, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments about this car. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with my sentiments? And And yeah, check this. Check these bad boys out. They're pretty sweet. I think they kind of are a little bit underrated. They fly a little bit under the radar in most enthusiasts' minds. Mostly because I don't really see a whole lot of them on the road. And this is Detroit, where you would see them on the road a lot. But this is a heck of a performance bargain. I'm actually not quite sure what the price is on this. I will throw that in the video right here when I find out. Cool. All right, we'll end it there. See you guys in the next one. Thanks again for watching.